Pre-production is where the game is conceptualized and the planning begins. The planning usually starts with brainstorming ideas either by yourself or as a group. During this brainstorming session, it is important to keep the budget and other restrictions in mind to ensure that the project isn't too ambitious and can actually be completed. Once you have some ideas down, you typically move on to concept art and coding a prototype. This is where the artists and programmers play a vital role in deciding if a product is worth investing more time and money into. When you get a working prototype made and the team decides to continue with the idea, it is then time to start getting the talent together. The first step in this tends to be hiring artists and writers in preparation for writing the scripts and developing storyboards. Writers and artists might also be required to produce rough drafts of the scripts and storyboards to help flesh out the concept. When the narrative structure is planned, the next step is often to hire voice actors. The next step is often to hire voice actors who you feel will fit the role that you decided upon. Once the solid foundation is established, the final preparations that must be completed are to hire other people who might be required, such as 3D artists, texture painters, animators, and so on. When all these steps are completed, it is then time to move on to the production stage.
When the production stage is complete and all the blueprints for the game have been completed, we enter the production phase where more resources are brought into the stage. At the early stage of the production phase, schedules are being created as well as the core design for the game. The team will deal with any licenses that need to be adhered to and make sure that the marketing department gets to know everything they need to be aware of about the title. The game's designer's job at this stage is to make sure that the design document is flawless. That means examining the design to find breaches that need to be patched up. The animations as well as the models and environment are being created by the artists. Their job is to provide professional level models and textures for the game. The programmers work on the game's engine and artificial intelligence. The programming code is being written by the programmers known as library, which will be the base for most of the company's games. Physics, collisions and interactions as well as movement is the AI team's job to work on. They adjust all the above for each individual object and character in-game. Overall, they create the logic behind every character and object and how each of those act following the design document. When the basic elements for the game are implemented by both the artists and the programming team, the production team will customize all the aspects of the game to make sure it runs smoothly on the hardware.
During the post-production stage of the games industry, the developers will have received a report on the game's performance during the alpha stage. They will then check over the game to fix bugs or issues they may be having. This is also an opportunity for the developers to receive feedback from their customers on how they can improve and to focus on areas that might be more important. This is a stage that requires a vast amount of testing. Each bug will be identified, recorded, and fixed. The standards of the game will also be checked at this stage, especially if the game is being released on multiple platforms. The standards are determined based on the manufacturers they decide to sign on with. Once the programmers have created a patch with the new updated version of the game, they will then be able to announce a release date with the times of maintenance that the customers can prepare for. Depending on the game type will depend on how much maintenance will be needed, such as an MMPOG. In the case of platforms, a final version of the game will be sent to the console creators to also be tested and approved.